plan your life, it will be planned for you. We have found that a lack of making a decision is a decision. The difference between the rich and the poor is a decision. Indecision is a decision. The problems we have in Africa is not a lack of wisdom. Some of the wisest men I've met in my years are Africans. Our problem in Africa is understanding. We do not understand our problems. If you understand a thing, you will be elevated. Dr. Roberts said something out of St. Louis. He said, he owns hotels. He said, in the United States of America, there are 55,000 hotels. And of the 55,000 hotels, he said, 20% of the 55,000 hotels in the USA are owned by Indian Asians, who 20 years ago were living in poverty in India, came across with less than $100 in their pocket on an economy class ticket, and today they own 20% of the hotels. African Americans, who principally have been in this country for 500 years, only own 155 hotels. What is the difference? It's a lack of understanding. And a lot of times, if you don't understand how money works, it will pass right by you and you'll miss it. Put your hand on your head and say, understand. Come on, say understand. Now, when you begin to understand how this works, there are limitations on certain things. There are rooftops. There are limits marked on certain issues. And the reason many of us don't have revenue flowing in our lives is because we lack value. Value. Everybody say he loves his wife, Chi-Chi. Earns $30 a minute. $30 a minute. Because of what she is. If you mark that per hour, it's $18,000 an hour. That's $18 million a year because of what she is. Tiger Woods earns $177 a minute because of what he does. Tiger's earnings are $89 million a year because of what he does. Because of what he does. Steven Spielberg earns $635 a minute because of what he gets others to do. Steven Spielberg earns almost $900 million a year because of his value per minute. The mogul Mithal in India, he earns $2,111 a minute, bringing his earnings to almost $4 billion a year. Bill Gates earns $6,750 a minute, capping his earnings at close to $6.5 billion a year. The reason you don't have earnings is because you don't have value for your minute.